Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect King of Games, and today we're going over an Altergeist Invoked deck profile. This deck was really fun, and if you guys want to see a gameplay of Altergeist versus, damn, what was that deck name? Infernoid, then boop, right there, you guys can click on that link and it'll take you right to the Infernoid versus Altergeist. For the people that don't know, we are a deck profile madness, which means that you guys request decks down below into the comment section. As long as they're from Circuit Break, then guess what? We'll definitely consider doing it, which means more often than not, if I have the damn cards, I'm gonna fucking do it. So calm down on that rocket shit, alright? Damn, blasting off again with that bullshit. I'm telling y'all, man, it's fucking, I'm just saying, man. I ain't got no Borlo Dragons. I ain't got no fucking secret rare rocket. Just forget it. Just forget it. Right? Forget it. Without further ado, I present to you an Altergeist Invoked deck profile. Alright guys, starting off with the monsters, we're going to run 3 copies of Altergeist and Marionetta. This card allows you to tutor Altergeist monsters from your graveyard to your side of the field. But more importantly, when it's normal summon, it allows you to set Altergeist trap cards from your deck to your side of the field. It is the most important Altergeist monster to the deck. 3 copies of Aleister the Invoked. This is probably the most important main boarded invoked monster of the deck. Seeing that it searches your invocation, it's the only invoked monster that can be main decked. 2 copies of Altergeist Sil guy, alright? Super, you know what he looks like? I swear. He looks like Halucha. Is that what I'm talking about? The Pokemon? You guys know what I'm talking about. He looks like him. He really does. He does! What he does is he allows you to bounce your opponent's cards by bouncing your Altergeist cards. Really good card in that aspect. He does it, and you're fucking dead. 2 copies of Altergeist Melusik. Now, I'm going to stop calling him by that name. You'll never hear me call him that again. I'm going to call him Mr. Meeseeks, alright? Basically, he attacks your opponents directly, and when he does, he can send a card on the field to the graveyard. But more importantly, when he's sent to the graveyard, Mr. Meeseeks can search you an Altergeist card from your deck to your hand. Next is 3 copies of Altergeist Konkiri. This card is really good. When your opponent declares an attack while you control an Altergeist card, you can special summon this card, negate the attack. Then you can target any face-up card your opponent controls, and as long as both of those cards remain face-up on the field, that effect are negated. The Altergeist monsters are a very good complement to the invoked monsters. Outside of Mr. Meeseeks, all 3 of them have pretty good invoked fusion monsters, and even Mr. Meeseeks, he has a pretty decent invoked fusion monster, and they also provide some type of great effect. Last is 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Now, for the people that can't afford Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! No, I'm just playing. But you guys can play Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It does help you make invoked Macabre, and you can play a 3rd Macabre if you guys wish to do so as well. 1 copy of Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. This card actually allows you to search into your Spellbook cards, so it's pretty decent. That's it for monsters for spells. 3 copies of Magical Meltdown. This is going to search the Aleister Invoke from your deck to your hand. It also fucks with your opponent when you fusion summon. 2 copies of Terraforming. I really didn't think that 3 copies of Terraforming was mandatory with all the searching and summoning and chucking and... I didn't say all that. I didn't say chucking. Who says that? With all the searching and summoning and drawing that you'll be doing, you're probably going to search into your Magical Meltdown sooner than later. 3 copies of Terraforming and 3 Magical Meltdowns just doesn't feel right anymore. 3 copies of Spellbook of Secrets. This is to search your Spellbook of Little Boy or your Spellbook of Knowledge. 3 copies of Spellbook of Knowledge, sending 1 spellcaster from your hand, or I'm sorry, sending 1 spellcaster from your field to the graveyard never felt so good, especially if you're sending Mr. Meeseeks or if you're sending Aleister to your graveyard to gain some more effects. It's essentially like a super plus when you activate this card. 2 copies of Magical Dimension. Now, one thing that I did notice about this deck is getting additional Spellcaster monsters to your side of the field. Sometimes I do have Aleister and I want an Altergeist monster to my side of the field, so I'll Magical Dimension it, which means I get to tribute that monster, put the monster that I needed to the graveyard. If it's Mr. Meeseeks or Invoker, we're A-OK. And I get to special summon another Spellcaster monster to the side of the field, which is also a really good combo. Sometimes I actually special summon the Invoked. I might not gain its effect, but I probably have an Invocation in hand to activate to banish them so I can continue on with my combo. It also destroys monsters, so it's pretty good. 2 copies of Invocation. I just never felt that you needed more than 2 copies, seeing that it's so recursable inside of this deck. And then my spicy tech will be 2 copies of Double Summon. Oh man, let me go back to the deck. I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I run 11 normal summonable monsters. All of them will gain effect or have some type of reliance on being normal summoned. So double summon for 11 monsters when I feel that the solid number is 8 is probably pretty good. Being able to summon a Marionetta and an Invoker on the same turn is pretty damn dope. That's it for the spells. For the traps, we run 3 copies of Altergeist Protocol. This card is probably the reason why you'll want to play Altergeist, so your Altergeist monster's effects cannot be negated. You're like, huh, I'm impressed. Because I was impressed when I read that part. But more importantly, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send one other Altergeist card from your field to the graveyard to negate the activation and destroy it. And you're like, so Macabre plus Protocol is 2 negations? I'll take Protocol for 300, thank you very much. Lastly is 2 copies of Altergeist Camouflage. I really can't wait till the new Altergeist Trap card comes out, because I don't think that this card is as good as the other ones. But basically, it targets an Altergeist monster, and it makes your monster so it can't be attacked, but they can still attack you directly. Because monsters are supposed to protect you, but this card says, nah, you don't need to protect. Its actual real value comes from when it's in the graveyard. It allows it to banish itself to protect your Altergeist cards. Is it cards or monsters? I think it's monsters. If an Altergeist card you control would be destroyed by battle card effect. So if you ever have a trap that's a monster that's an Altergeist card that will be destroyed by battle, you can banish this instead. That's pretty good. Also, it negates a card that targets that it's equipped. You're probably never going to use that effect. I'm not even going to lie. That is it for the main deck. I'm pretty sure we're at 40. For the extra deck, 2 copies of Invoked Macabre. This card is the star of the deck, but you'll probably never need more than 2. Being able to negate a card and banish it by discarding the corresponding card is pretty good. 1 copy of Invoked Mangalencia. This card can be summoned through Conquery, and we run 3 copies. So the odds of you being able to summon this card is pretty high. 1 copy of Invoked Cosoitus. We run 4 water monsters, and it's also pretty a good card. It can't be destroyed by card effects. I think it can attack and defense too. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. This card can attack while in defense position. So I mean, that's not that bad. 2 copies of Invoked Paragatrio. Now, if you guys are running 0 copies of Ash Blossom, you might want to drop Paragatrio down to 1. It's going to be more of an anti-meta card when you play against a fire deck, or when your opponent Ash Blossoms you, and you want to go cry in the corner because you can't afford Ash Blossoms, but you do have an out in Invoked Paragatrio, even though it's not a real out. You'll just play the 3rd copy of Macabre. It's also like, this card's like fucking nutty. I mean, seriously. Being able to attack every single one of your opponent's monsters, gaining 200 attack for every single card your opponent controls, and then inflicting piercing damage to on itself, it's probably a game ender. 2 copies of Invoked Raging. This card's really good at flipping monsters face down. I think it's like maybe the 2nd/3rd best Invoked. Definitely behind Macabre and probably fighting Paragatrio for that 2nd spot. It's really good. That's it for the fusions. For links, 1 copy of Altergeist Prime Banshee. Now, this card is a card that I have never, well, I don't want to say never, but I have seldomly summoned because it requires 3 Altergeist monsters. And more often than not, the Altergeist monsters you have on the field are pretty good, seeing that Mr. Meeseeks is a card that gets rid of cards, and the other one, the Wind guy, the Holucha, he bounces cards. Like, it's pretty damn good. You okay over there? You too excited about this deck profile? You doing big things back there? Big things? You want me to end this deck profile so you can go do what you gotta do? Whatever it is you gotta do? Because you're looking excited. Alright, I'm gonna finish this deck profile now. 1 copy of Proxy Dragon. This card prevents cards from being destroyed. Pretty good card. And I'm just gonna take my slow ass time moving this card. I think she has to use the bathroom or something. 1 copy of Biko Bulker. This alright. Biko Bulker allows you to tribute your monsters to negate a card that targets. This is a really good Link monster in total. Never thought that a Link monster that's like a Junk Synchron equivalent will be this damn good. The Utopia package to get over your opponent's cards. Tornado Dragon to destroy opponent's cards. And then Diamond Direwolf not only outs any of those monster threats or back row threats, it leaves your slot open for you to go into your extra deck again, possibly for an Invoked card. Now for the extra deck, or I'm sorry, for the side deck, 3 copies of Droll, alright, Droll and Lockbird, 3 copies of Magical, or Cosmic Cyclone, why I say magical. 3 copies of Magical Cyclone, and 3 copies of Dimensional Barrier. You guys have seen this in almost every single one of my deck profiles. It's very standard. It hits almost everything in the meta right now. It hits Pendulum Magician, it hits True Draco, it hits Spyro, it hits everything. So it's like, why not fucking run them? If they're not in your main deck, in your side decks they go. 3 copies of Solemn Strike. This is for hand traps. This is for hand traps. the 1500 damage. I'm gonna stop fucking with you. This is for hand traps, really, but it also has a really good effect when you're going first. And then the last 3 cards is my Spicy Tech 3-copy of Magical Deflector. Being able to negate field spell cards, equip spell cards, continuous, and quick play spell cards. This card just has so much utility in this format with all of those cards running rampant. I really hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. And if you guys would like to join an exclusive club, then go check out that Patreon. But more importantly, y'all niggas should be selling your favorite Yu-Gi Tuber cards, because I made a rant about Rocket cards, but that's you guys' problem for not selling me shit. I mean, just straight up. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Please like, comment, watch out. I gotta finish. You won't. Subscribe. Shit. Bye. She throwing shit.